Hey guys, I'm welcome back to my channel. Today we'll be watching episode 1 and 2 of Love Tractor. There is currently, there's currently 4 episodes out. I'm going to do 2 episodes to each reaction. This is going to be like a special to replace my uncut versions and early access videos for the week because I'm out on vacation, so I can't watch step by step to give you guys the uncut version, and I can't do early access for be my favorites. And I really want to watch. I was gonna wait until this whole series comes out and watch it all when I get back, but I've been hearing so much about it, and it was trending on Twitter yesterday, like 2 days ago, and I was like, whoa. And like I was reading it, and the first few tweets that was on there was like, this is like as good as The Eighth Sense, and I was late to the game for The Eighth Sense, and I think it's a really good series. So I'm like, oh, I need to watch. And I was like, should I just watch it by myself? But like I can already hear the comments asking me, oh, did you react to it? Because like you guys always ask me. I love it when you guys recommend things. And the one I got really recommended, like I feel really bad about watching it by myself, is Unintentional Love Story, which was also like coming out around the same time. I was doing like reactions with The Eighth Sense, and like a lot of people still ask me if I'm gonna do that reaction. And if you're watching right now and if you're still wondering, I am not, because I did binge it all when it came out. I didn't know it was that popular, so I didn't expect people to ask me to react to it. So I'm like, okay, so I'm gonna do Love Tractor now. There's only 4 episodes out. That means that there's only gonna be 2 weeks of reactions. So the last week when I'm on vacation is not gonna be a special reaction or video for Patreon, and there's no commentary on YouTube because like I don't have a video to react to. So like I'm gonna take us a little break, you know? But yeah, and then once I get back, I'll try to finish it as I finish my things on YouTube and Patreon to catch up on everything that I missed. But yes, I did not watch the trailer, did not watch anything. I know nothing about it. I just know that it's set in a farm. Love Tractor has this, like, the title already says a lot. But yes, should I read the description? Oh, it's based on a webcomic with the same name, okay? I'm gonna read it. So it's also a heartwarming rural love story that unfolds when Senyul, a temporarily relocated city man, meets Yechan, a rural man who adores the countryside. You guys are cute. Oh my god, my thing is like broken, so it keeps falling recently. Okay, back to it. City man, at the moment, Yechan, and a passionate young man who loves rural life, appears before him as Senyul learns to adapt to the rural life and engage in farming activities. He becomes incredibly attracted to Yechan's sincerity and enthusiasm. Together, these 2 young individuals embark on a chaotic, romantic countryside journey of healing and love. The drama is okay. Yeah, it seems very interesting. So yeah, without further ado, let's watch episode 1 and 2. Here we go. Dude, I forget how short Korean dramas are. Ugh. But I think let's talk about this. I feel like I need to talk about the series first, like each episode, because like I've been doing like at the end and I always miss stuff, and I realized it when I edit it and I'm like, so I'm gonna try this new thing where after each episode I'm gonna talk about it first so this was episode 1's reaction. It's a nice kind of introduction to Senyul. Is that your name? Let me go. Yeah, I think it's Senyul. I don't remember. Whatever. Okay, it takes me a few episodes to get the names. But he is a law student. Seems like he was offered a transfer or an exchange program to go into Harvard, following his dad. I'm guessing his dad's a lawyer because he's following his dad's wishes. But for some reason, probably because of mental health, he couldn't do it. And he needed to get away, and his grandfather, just like get away in general. His grandfather also kind of fainted, so he came and to kind of like take care of his house and his dog and everything in a way of also like running away. So you see that in the first like part. He's a really smart student because he doesn't even just, well, I don't think he's very smart. The reason why he didn't study is because he didn't take the exam. He turned a blank exam, but like but he does seem very smart. He knows his laws, everything, good student. And I love like the setting up of the story of this character who is, looks smart, looks prestigious, similar to, I think I have to bring back The Eighth Sense because there are a lot of similarity, I think, to the characters, Senyul and I forgot the guy's name, but the character, because they both seemed like the perfect person. They got a rich family, good education, smart, good looking and everything. They literally have everything, but it's like a mask. They have something going on inside them, which is like a thing that is, I think, a good lesson is never judge a book by its cover. So never judge a person based on their looks and their actions, outer actions, without actually knowing them first, because you don't know what's going on behind the scenes. And so like that's a really good character built a little bit right now. And then you know, he goes and stuff. He meets Ye-chan, who is a farmer living in this village that his grandfather lives in and everything. And, you know, he does a nice gesture. It's reminded me of a little bit of Love in the Air, you know, the knight in shining armor when it's raining, when your car needs some help. He was there. He fixed his car. He got called Ajashi, which is uncle, or like somebody like an older man, a generation above you usually. Like, it's sometimes when you say to a younger man, it's kind of like dissing them because it looks like that means that you're old, you know. I don't know, it's like hard to say because like you don't really call people like uncles or aunties in like American culture or in English. So like you go out and you meet like your mom's friend, you don't call them uncle, auntie, you usually call them by their names and stuff like that. Or you call like, I don't know, like that's what I've seen from like television. So I've never experienced that because I'm always required to call them by like, in Chinese there's so many different titles for these people, like the people like in your family, that like complicated, but like you always call them like, oh, even like a close friend, you call them uncle or aunts and stuff like that. So it's like, you know, yeah. So it's weird. I don't think it like resonate as well when you call him like uncle, you know. But like ajashi is more like ajashi, or and in Chinese too, but I can't think of the word right now. But yeah, so there's that. That was really interesting. And then the whole scene where like he Sunyol was in the place and he was looking at the fishes, and you can tell that there is just a whole other side of it. And also when he was looking through that photo album, we haven't really gotten to that part yet, but he was taking medication. I thought it was some kind of like maybe like vitamin or something at first, or like just like something to help him sleep, but you can see that in the bag intentionally placed is still there. It's a bottle with the orange, which indicates it's a prescription medication. So he's going through some mental health problems, probably depression, probably anxiety, maybe some of the more general ones I can think of right now, but we don't know. They could be very specific and do something really interesting from the DSM. Yeah, makes me interested. You know, if do more specifics. There's so many. The DSM is like this thick. There's so many different options. You know, we had to destigmatize mental health a little bit. Just, I feel like shows always, I can't like, it's like because like the very general stuff, like depression and everything. I feel like it's the most common knowledge when you see music, depression, like mental health. The first one's depression, suicide, etc. and stuff like that, I think. But like there's so many more that people like, even unseen ones that people can't really visually see. Like a lot of these mental health, and I feel like we want to bring awareness to mental health in general. You don't want to, public is, no, we're still destigmatizing a lot of things. I've done a few videos on like just talking about like Kim Portion's example. I think I always bring up is like psychopaths and stuff like that. People calling certain characters psychopaths, but like it's not. I talked about it a lot with my reactions about the stuff. So it's like there are others that we should be aware of, and also do not call out and use these words as, I don't know, can I call them slurs? I don't know. People have been using this as slur, and like it's not. There are so many different ways of diagnosing people, and do not do it by yourself. Only professionals should. I try my best not to diagnose. That's why I always put disclaimers in my reactions when I do talk about it, especially in Kim Porsche. But yeah, we interact like Dongshik is gone. We didn't know where he was, and I know like this whole like Ye-chan perspective of it. People the directors were trying to make him look like a killer, an animal killer, because the goat's missing, the dog's missing. You see a dog in a pot of hot water. Like I can't deduce it because it's, I don't know. I feel like I've seen clips of this show, certain clips. It's all very bright colors, so making it like looking dark and scary doesn't really make sense. So I'm like in my mind I already twisted into, oh, they're making us like have a double take and stuff like that. But no, he's not a bad guy, guys. Okay, I know what they're doing to me. I'm not gonna take it. But yeah, and then he coincidentally was in front of his door, in Ye-chan's store, and he dumped the water. I'm guessing that's like dirty, like cold, dirty water that he's trying to like throw out, or like clean up the poop on the floor. And then he just so happens he's cooking hot water so he can help bathe don't shake, because you can obviously he's really muddy probably from the rain. That's why he took him in, because he's probably really close to the grandfather and everything. So like that's my suspicion. But yeah, so far I really interesting that I think the filming is really well done too, like the way they're pacing and the way the darker areas when Senor is his name Senor, I don't even know, was by himself, you can see that like a little sadder color tones and everything, because he's obviously going through stuff and like that. But yeah, I've talked a bit now. Let's walk to episode 2. So that's my reaction to episode 1 and 2. So I already talked about 1 already. So episode 2, really nice, and just we kind of got like the answer to the pills. They are sleeping pills to help him sleep, and probably from the stress. And I think a big part of this series is to help him not use medication to help him fall asleep. But yeah, you know, we got them talking, like getting used to. We got more Ye-chan's side of life, you know, his daily life. We saw him like what he did in the morning and everything, and then we just kind of like understand personality. Like Senor is more of a person who keeps to himself, like very city, you know. We are not as friendly with everybody. He's just here. He wanted to be here to be alone and like relieve his stress, I guess. But his grandfather has some other plans, and also Ye-chan has some other plans. Ye-chan, like what he said, I think it was the last episode, he kind of had like interest. He wants to be friends with him. And then now for some reason, I already know the reason. The way he looks at him is slightly different, especially when he was like, "Are you okay?" and everything. There's more cares when he like protects him, I think, and stuff like that. And then just based on like what I've seen so far, I think though Senor is like 27 and Ye-chan is 20, they are the two that are the closest in age right now. I think that Ye-chan might feel that as somebody in the same like age range as him. He's somebody he can connect to. I think that's one reason why he might be so interested in hanging out with Senor. But yeah, the formality is gone, I guess. I was like, how long do you think how long is he gonna keep up with this? And it just took a go. And we got our answers to the go too. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. I think the development is pretty nice. It's 8 episodes long, and stuff like that. But I'm not sure how it's gonna go, because I didn't watch the trailer. Are we gonna go on full on like step-by-step relationships until like at the end they're like, "I love you," and then they like kiss at the end or stuff like that at the last episode? Or are we going the route of like they fall in love pretty early on, become close, really like just like become like inseparable and stuff like that, and then like another dramatic thing? I'm thinking about like, because he's here for a bit, is he, because like Ye-chan seems very proud that he's like he has all these like achievements and stuff like that, well, Senor has all these achievements, he's gonna become a lawyer and everything, but I feel like Senor doesn't want to be a lawyer, and he might want to give that up, and he might want to at the end enjoy being in the village, being in this rural area life, like the rural lifestyle, so much that he wants to stay here. And when he falls in love with Ye-chan, he's gonna stay here too, and Ye-chan's gonna have this dilemma where he has all this whole life in the city and stuff like that. He's gonna give it up and be a farmer with me and stuff like that. And like that's a possibility of this show. Like it's like a second thing. I don't know. I didn't watch the trailer. If you guys know, you guys already know. But for me, I'm still speculating on it. Okay, please don't spoil it. Thank you. But yeah, so that's my reaction. I'm gonna go watch episode 3 and 4 too. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, and follow me on my social media. Link down below. And if you're on Patreon, thank you so much for the support once again. Yeah, see you guys next time. Bye.